Hi folks, and welcome to another edition of Apps for Success. As always, I am your host, John Bowman, and in each episode we take a look at a different app that can aid you in your customer success efforts. Some episodes are about apps I love, like Google Keep. I love it for what we call a capture tool and the getting things done methodology of productivity. Some apps I'm not really a fan of, like Basecamp. I think Basecamp just kind of tries to put their own spin too much on project management, and it can make it harder to use. This episode, though, it's going to be unique because it's the first time we're going to review a physical product. See that? This is called a Rocketbook, and the Rocketbook actually comes with an app too, but the app is kind of ancillary to the effort, so we're going to focus mostly on the book. That being said, I also want to mention a book that I put inside the article. It's called Mapping Experiences, and it's published by O'Reilly. If you ever have to write an internal process from scratch or want to map your customer journey in order to improve it in some way, consider purchasing this book. Even used, it's like $5. But this book is meant to help you create what it calls alignment diagrams. And internal processes or perhaps customer journeys are just alignment diagrams, folks. So consider giving it a shot if you need some help. Before we dive into this physical product review, though, you need a joke. What kind of snake always wears a hard hat? Give up. A boa constrictor. Okay, folks, here we are. This is the Rocketbook Fusion. Now, for materials wise, it's just made of plastic, so it's really light. This is a hard plastic cover on the front, and this is a plastic spiral along the side. I do like the design. It does come in a variety of colors, and you can actually get these to be customized to your company if you want to. Additionally, this is something called a friction pen. See that word friction, right? I like blue personally. It's got a nice little click action with it as well. Well, when we open up the book, on the left-hand side, you're going to see how organization works inside this book. These are symbols, and each one of these symbols is actually going to be present on the bottom of every sheet right here. It's very faint, you can't necessarily see it, don't worry, we'll show you a little bit more of that later. But the point of these symbols are to set destinations for the notes that you're going to put inside of this book. Anytime that, for example, I'm writing some personal notes, I just select the personal symbol here, and then I can scan it and it'll upload to that particular directory for me to have permanently, as well as to share with my friends or perhaps to do some OCR with. Not only that, but the Fusion will help you to get a little bit more organized too. It does have some templates in here, for example, project management, tasks, due date, etc. If we go next page, you'll see weekly planners, so you can do 2 weeks out. Then if we go further, you're going to be able to see we have a monthly planner, as well as OKRs, objectives, and key results. Now you may have noticed so far there's a little QR code down here below. That QR code is not really in your way, which is good because it will be used to help determine the destination of where things are stored inside the cloud for you. But what we're getting here too is the meat of the Rocketbook, and that's the bullet journal part. So I'm going to zoom this up a bit just so you can maybe get a little bit closer of a look there. But you can see they're very faint dots. They're very faint bullets, like a bullet journal. What you can do with those, obviously, is you can draw to those specifications. You know, you can do little arrows or pointed, whatever it is. This is just some different interviewing questions that I was going through. And if we go a little bit further, you can see, obviously, I've got some nice things drawn out about SMB life cycles or maybe problems for growth, or a nice little webinar that I'm working on as well. I really love doing like a list of expectations that we set out, as well as just a nice little initial map of our customer journey for that first value we're trying to deliver to our customers. If we skip ahead, you're going to see that it's no longer a bullet journal. Instead, what it becomes is a lined notebook paper. So you can just take notes. And I find this optimal for if I'm at like a meetup, right? And I don't want to pull out my little laptop. Instead, I can just go here and I can take all the notes I need. Now, I mentioned the real reason why I love this is because you can upload these to any destination, right? I can pick this as a personal just by selecting there, and then when I upload it, it'll go to that destination. But also because I love the idea that this is reusable. Essentially, it's a traveling whiteboard. Many traveling whiteboards. Once you write something like I just did, if you run your finger over it, it's permanent. It's not going to go anywhere, right? It doesn't bleed, doesn't change, all that kind of stuff's there. But what I have here is a terry cloth that they sent with it, and I've already pre-wetted a little bit. If you take a wet terry cloth to it, look at that. It just disappears, right? I love that. I think that that is so cool because you can write something down, you can upload it to your personal thing, and then you can just delete it. You can remove it from the paper altogether, come back to it later if you want to, and just write something new. And that reusable nature, the lightness, also the pairing app that goes along with this to help to make sure that you stay organized. By the way, the app does integrate with most file management systems out there like Google Drive. I absolutely love this notebook, folks. It's perfect for those moments where you can't use your laptop. And it's also great when you want to take a step back and you just want to draw, those customer journey maps or those expectations or that new internal process that you have to do at your work. You can just, again, start drawing, say who's doing what, enter in, doing your process diagram. I highly recommend that book that I mentioned inside the article called Mapping Experience. If you don't know how to do an alignment diagram, definitely give it a read. It's a great one. But that's everything with the Rocketbook, folks, the physical product side of it. I hope you enjoyed what I showed you today. Thank you as always for watching. I appreciate it. And let me know if you have any questions or want something to review in the comments down below. It could be a physical product too if you have something. Hope you're having a good day. Bye-bye.